10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yo, 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 Monday Morning Racer, Competition Plus Power Hour. We are live and looking forward to having you along for the ride. This episode, what are we going to do in the Christmas special? Let me bring up the thumbnail because it looks so good. That right there, Christmas special. We got Bobby along. We got Jeff Arend along. We wish we had Elon along, but we don't. Man, it's going to be us two rocking this Christmas special. We're going to take some moments and look back at this year of content, get some news in, talk to Bobby about something special upcoming on Competition Plus. I'm going to go ahead and bring my co-host on. What you got to say, Slammin' Sam?
I hope you guys like this hat. I really like this hat. Thought it was a good fit for tonight's show.
You look like the black Bobby, Bear Bryant. That's what you look like.
What? That's fine.
Alabama coach.
Well, the day that Bobby Boucher ran down the field with a band cut off.
No, it's not that. No, that's the Mud Dogs. That's the Mud Dogs.
No? You know what? There's been a lot of going on this year. Insert emojis, if you know. Silly season. League, man, it's just so much to talk about. So, I mean, I'm really happy about this. Like, to think, a year ago, we were kind of just starting this whole thing, and now here we are. I mean, I feel like I should be like Boyz II Men or Brian McKnight right now, singing a love song, wearing this hat, talking about the silly season of 2021 that we just went through. So I don't know if I'm going to wear this hat all night, but just for the beginning, I think, I couldn't find my Santa hat because I'm the Grinch. I don't care what you guys get for Christmas. I think you guys shouldn't get anything at all because
you all deserve coal, and so do we.
No. I mean, no. I don't know, man. I'm in sunny California, eating Mexican candy and eating good food. I can't complain.
I hear you, man. Hey, there is some modern drag racing news. Tony Schumacher, Skag Power Equipment. We get the announcement of a marketing partner with him in his 2022 campaign. Good to see a brand new name in the drag racing world, and Tony is going to be coming out swinging, ready for a ninth attempt at the title.
Oh yeah, man. With that, can you pull up the scheme of the car again?
Right there.
I thought that was more like a silly season Tiger Kings with the the prints on them. I mean, why not? We might as well say it. Everybody else was thinking it. Here, I'm gonna take off the silly hat. Here, I'm going back to Sam. Okay, Slammin' Sam's back. Oh, Lee, just for you tonight. Slammin' Sam's back tonight, but I mean, you can't tell me when you see that you don't think Tiger Kings. Maybe they're going
to work some of those vibes in. Maybe they can work them in, get some of that popularity. People look at this is the Tiger King car.
Lee, take off my glasses for serious. How cool would it be to have Carol on the starting line?
I don't think she could handle all the cool cats and kittens in the NHRA.
Like, could you imagine her and Alan Reinhart sitting next to each other? Oh, you cool cat and kittens out there.
I can't imagine that because later on we're going to show that, before Indy episode with Brian, Bobby, and Alan. They got pretty spicy. We're going to show a little bit of that, look back over that. Hey, speaking of Bobby Bennett, let's bring him on the show right now. Bobby, how's it going tonight? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, great. New Year's.
I remember last year, this time, I said, guys, take the week off. It's a new show. Enjoy Christmas. And you guys were having none of that.
Nope. And we just got on the show and talked, and we didn't know what we were doing that night. We got more of a plan tonight than we did that night.
And that, that was one of our best shows. At that point, that was one of our better shows because people were like, they're just being them. Like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. You guys have you've done everything that I thought you would be and then some. So pat yourself on the back. I'll pat myself on the back for recognizing talent when I see it. So
I can't do that right now because my back hurts because I got cupping done, and I did that for the first time
you
today.
got what done?
Cupping, like
Where did they
I went
cup?
to the chiropractor on my back,
Oh, okay.
and the bruises that stuff
We call
leaves is
cupping
kind of.
a different thing down here.
I don't want to know
that
what.
was.
Yeah, we got to keep this PG. I hope you have that one with Fletcher Cox to end tonight's show.
No, I don't. But you all
Let's
can
try
watch
to keep
that
it-
on the Competition
let's-
Plus Power Hour in the Power Hour playlist on YouTube. Go check that out. Make sure you subscribe to CompetitionPlus.com for sure. But yeah, that one might be yes. And with the pink flamingo hat, a legend in his own right, Bobby Bennett, talk to us about what will be debuting very, very soon on the YouTube channel.
Change hats. Put back on my professional hat here. Well, we've got the latest episode of Legends of Series coming out with Billy Meyer. Billy, the young man who came into funny car racing, and I think the word splash is so inadequate when it describes, what Billy Meyer did. But what Billy Meyer did was make an impact on the whole sport of drag racing, from introducing 18-wheelers into the pit areas to bringing forth business-to-business plans into sponsorships to building the Texas Motorplex, which I consider one of the 7 wonders of the drag racing world.
He certainly revolutionized drag racing. I love his story of, he mentions, hey, I was bringing major sponsors, and I'm like, where are they going to go to use the restroom? That's pretty important.
And one of the things about Billy is I always looked at him as like, God, this guy's so cocky. I mean, it's like there's cockiness and then there's arrogance. But if you understand where he came from, and one of the first questions I asked him was, what was it like growing up in such a positive energy household? I mean, where you can never be worried, you can never think the bad of anything. You just it's really something. I'm telling you. I firmly believe if whatever preconceived notions you had about Billy Meyer going into this episode, I believe you'll have a different outlook by the time you get through watching, and I don't think that'll be in a negative way. I wondered if I lost you guys.
No, I was reading a message. We were covering some technical difficulties on the background, but no, I mean, yeah. Definitely. Like, I mean, there's so much what you were talking about there, Bobby. It's like there's so many. I think there's so many untold stories that are still yet to be told, and so many things that we can still bring to light. And I think the way you're doing it, you're not slamming them right on top of each other. You're spreading them out to give people the time to understand the full effects of these stories. And I think, that's a good thing there. The great Mike Ashley, who, first and foremost, before we go any further, I have to publicly thank that man. Like, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Justin, for what you guys have done for me personally, and just the support you guys have had over this show. Publicly want to tell you thank you seriously from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. But he says that he wants to
agree.
Yes, he says he wants to do a Bobby Bennett the Legend. So he's gonna do a
That'll be a short one, about 5 minutes.
But
yeah, but the Ashley, such a great family. Justin Ashley, just a natural, talented driver. Actually, both of them are, except Justin is a more methodical, book smarts driver, and Mike, I just have to say he's like a cold trickle of drag racing. They said, get in the car and drive, and I drove. And I'm telling you, that guy can drive by the seat of his pants better than anybody I've ever seen. I mean, the guy was just a natural, talented driver. And it didn't matter what you put him in. He could drive it. Now, he might run a half mile and a quarter mile to get there. He might crash 6 times and not hit anything. But I'm telling you, that guy is one talented driver.
No, I definitely is, rightfully so. Again, he
I'm
said,
back.
Oh, great. Thought we got rid of you, Lee. But no, there you go. And he says, no, I'm serious. I want Bobby to let me interview him. I think that'll be cool, Bobby. A lot of people, I think one thing about us in the media industry is we don't tell our story. And that's one thing that I think gets told a lot is that, like, there's so many things about me that people are finding out now. And they're like, I didn't know that. Sam, I didn't know that. I don't really open up.
Let's see you got clothes on.
See, but there's a lot of things that people don't find out about us or that we don't disclose because we're used to telling, everything else, and our stories are hidden. So I think it'll be a cool one, Bobby. I mean, just to let people know, especially the things that you endured, over the year. To you, but look, someone told me this. To us, it seems minute, right? Like for me, the military. I don't go out and publicly say, oh, I was in the military and blah, 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 blah. People are like, people have known me for like years and they're like, what? You were? And I'm like, yeah. But that's my hidden information. So it would be cool if you did, like one on Roger. A lot of people don't know Roger's story, but they see him around, they know about him. To someone who just passed
on the Geezer Tour.
Yeah, like what? Like a lot of people don't know what the Geezer Tour really is.
Well, yes, Mike, I will let you interview me.
There you go.
Yes, I will. But
there it is.
One thing I learned.
Get off my track, legend. That's the perfect name for it right there.
One of the things that I learned when I first started, hey, Jules, that's my Australian chick. Although they've all lost their minds down there, but she's my Australian girl. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying is that as a journalist, everybody has a story. You can't find not one person out there that does not have a story. And that's the one thing that I've always tried to find in everyone is that, what's your story? Michael's trying to call me on the phone and I'm on the show.
He literally
is your
just said,
dirty laundry?
I don't know. I'm kind of on air right now.
I'm going to do a Legend series with you.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
All right.
Call me when you're off the air.
Okay. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen.
He said it though. Where is it? He said it right in the thing. Okay. Boom. Like, I'm ready. I'm calling you now. When Mike, okay, this is the thing about Mike Ashley. When he says he's gonna do something, he means it now.
No, not really. I've been trying to get him to return my phone call all day today, so don't even give me that.
Oh,
he's a publicity hound.
That's between you and him. All right, back on topic.
You were talking about how we space out the legends and everything. Well, there's a good reason why you don't see back-to-back weeks of legends. Each episode has a minimum of, I would say, maybe 60 hours of editing time into each episode. So you imagine, in between having to run the magazine, put together proposals for sponsorships, which we have new sponsors coming on for the Power Hour show, Weldon Pumps, and Holly Performance.
Holly Performance.
Yes,
maybe
Holly.
Very cool. Very cool.
Maybe I'll finally get the HP for mine.
Hey, that means I want a shop tour then. I want a shop tour at Holly in Kentucky. Somebody get it done.
Yeah. Let's let them get past everything that's going on there. in the last week. What a
That is
terrible,
true, man. That is
tragedy.
true. Our heart goes out to
our
everyone
hearts
there in Kentucky.
Prayers.
And if you're
But
able to donate, if you're financially able to donate, do that.
Yeah, and Holly right now, I was talking to Bill Tishner over at Holly, and they're working on a T-shirt program, and where 100% of the benefits will go to support those victims.
Cool.
He said, I was talking about where do I send clothes and stuff. He said, dude, we got warehouses of clothes now. He said just actual living money, expense money, because a lot of people can't work. I mean, their whole lives were turned upside down. And my prayers go out for the people of Bowling Green. I mean, can you imagine? You've got 3 minutes to get out of your house and try to grab as many memories as you can on the way out while trying to keep your family alive. I mean, it's just heartbreaking, and it brings tears to my eyes. Now, I try not to get emotional, but when you look at stuff like that and look at, innocent families and people that get hurt in these kinds of things, it just melts your heart, man. If it doesn't, then I don't know what to say about you.
That's right, man. That's right. Well, look, we're going to take a break real quick. And folks, tonight's show is all about like the greatest moments over 2021. We're about to bring Jeff Arend on. And, well, we can't show you his greatest moments because they always happen in the green room because, he's always making these faces. He's flipping us off or he's smoking a cigar or whatever. We can't show you those because we don't have them recorded. But we're about to bring him on like he's doing right now. We'll take a break and we'll have Jeff Arend on. Jeff.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Dutch Euler!
Christmas time.
Christmas. So what does the insider know around Christmas in the drag racing world?
Boy, I mean,
It's for the beans.
Yeah, quite a few things were going on in the off season. We talked about them already, but it's good to see some changes being made. People breaking out on their own, having their own teams. That's one thing I never really realized till I worked for Dell back in 2007. The amount of stuff goes on when you own a team. And back then when I drove for him, we had the Checker Shucks Cragen deal, the red and the blue car. And I remember him and Mark Denner once a week would sit down at Dell's desk and there'd be a stack of bills and they'd be writing checks like all day. And, I always wanted to kind of own my own team till I saw how much really goes on in doing that. All the coordination of the guys, keeping everybody happy, the trucks, the trailers, the airfare, the hotels, the bills, which are huge. It's kind of like the iceberg thing. You only see a little bit of it. There's so much more that goes on in the background. It's a tough deal to be a team owner. My hat's off to guys like Dell or Wilkerson or Cruz that, not only do they drive or crew chief, but run the whole day-to-day operation of big teams. It's definitely a lot of work. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time away from home. So, my hat's off to all those guys that do that. It's way more than everybody thinks. I saw the announcement of Tony Schumacher coming out. We kind of knew that already. He was going to have his own team. So that's good to see him back. He's definitely one of those legend guys that's been out there for a long time. So I'm happy to see him back in the seat again. You got Antron with his own team, Caps with his own team, lots of other, deals going on in the off season. I thought maybe we'll talk a little bit about the new Toyota body that's come out. It's a little different than the rest of them. So what Toyota has done is they've raised the roof line on the car so you can make the roll cage a couple inches higher. And when you do that, the driver can actually see a little bit more, see over the injector better. Because a lot of funny cars, until you actually sit in one, it's pretty restrictive. They've got a little bit better over the years, but it's not like you have a clear view of the track, and that's what you really need to drive. And when you get some taller guys in the cars, they, over 6 feet tall, there's not a bunch you can do in there. So, top fuel cars, you could be like, 6'5", 300 pounds. You can make the driver's compartment any size you want. You get into a funny car, you have the rear end in a certain place. You have the motor can be, 65 to 67 inches out. So that's limited. The drive shaft is usually within, a quarter inch or half an inch of the bottom of the seat. And then you have the roll cage is at a certain height because of the height of the body. So if you end up being a taller person, it's very hard to be in there comfortably and to be able to see properly and have enough head padding in it. So the new Toyota bodies that they have allows 2 inches more. So if you build your car around that, you can't take an older body and put it on the car because the body is going to hit the roll cage and not, go down properly. So I think that's kind of a neat deal. It's good for safety. It's good for the taller guys. And, it's good for the sport. It's pretty badass looking body. I know that, JR and then Alexis have the first 2 bodies that have come out. And I talked to Dell recently. They've got one mounted already. So, I'm looking forward to a great year in 2022. There's going to be a lot of new teams, a lot of new faces. There's a lot of people building cars that are out there right now. So I'm looking forward to great racing, a little bit more full fields, and a lot of people having fun out there and watching some great racing.
Hey, Jeff. One of the things, remember when you were talking about the team owners, did you happen to catch Robert Height's comments when the rumor was going around about him being a team owner and leaving John Morris? You remember that?
Well, I'd kind of heard the rumor, but, I know Robert fairly well, so I really couldn't see that being a true rumor. Robert's a great, whatever he does, Robert's a very competitive guy. We've had a lot of fun together, not even just racing, but, if you play darts or you go bowling or you do anything with Robert Height, he wants to win and kick your ass at everything. And we've had a lot of good things going on over the years. But I didn't see that one as being true. But, Robert's a great guy.
Yeah, we asked him about that on the record. He said, hell no. He says, I'm good. He didn't want any of that team ownership. Oh, by the way, I wonder who was walking around with Mike Salinas at PRI show. You happen to know who that guy was?
I wasn't at PRI, but I'd heard the rumor that Salinas was looking for a new crew chief, and Rob Flynn's name came up, and I'd asked Rob about it, and he didn't really know about it so much. But a couple of weeks later at the Nitro Revival in Irwindale, Rob was there, and he was hanging around with Salinas, and I've heard he's been with them. I know that Rob Flynn and AJ are pretty good friends. I don't think anything's been official yet, but Rob's a great guy. He's Canadian, you know what I mean, and he's been around the sport for a long time. There's a couple of teams that I think I know what's going on, but they haven't made announcements yet for whatever reason.
There you go. And hey, shout out to Rob Flynn because he watches the show, and I didn't know it. And he came up to me, and I was like, who are you? And he's like, I watch your show. And I'm like, well, who are you? I've never seen a picture of him. And now I know who Rob is. So, Rob, thank you for watching the show, and hope you find your place. And, Jeff, I just want to say the real one. The real one. Okay?
I like it. Well, I have a Coors Light real one, so.
Hey. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me on the show. You guys have done great.
Cheers to Roger's mother for her 90th birthday.
Nice.
There you go.
Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Salute.
Happy
95th.
birthday.
95th birthday.
95th.
Happy birthday.
Well, I wasn't going to say 95. I was going to say 90. You're not supposed to put years on them.
No, but after a certain point, like, it's cool to have that many birthdays.
Okay.
The next, because we won't be on the 28th, which is supposed to be next Tuesday. So,
which is my mom's birthday.
Well, the next time you guys will see me, I'll be older.
Yeah.
Not wiser, but I'll be older.
Certainly not
when I'm 95, you better call me 90 or I'll throw your ass off my drag strip.
Bobby, I think if when you make it to 95, I don't think you're gonna be able to pick me up. Because if I keep gaining weight the way I'm doing it in California right now, I might be pushing 300 pounds.
Anybody
you don't look like the darker version of me.
anybody that knows any old person from the South here, once you pass 68 years old, you walk around with a pocket knife. All the time you wear you have a pocket knife. So I'll slice some of their pounds off. And I'll be able to pick you up.
There you go.
68.
There you go.
Don't move to North Dakota. We carry pocket knives all the time. I mean,
No, y'all
Bobby,
carry
I didn't know
doggone
you were
big
that
old
old, Bobby.
machetes in your pocket.
Hey, we need to let Jeff have a moment here, though. He was about to
Okay,
say
have your
something when we
moment.
kind of walked all over him. Jeff, what were you about to say concerning the show?
Well, yeah. So, when the show first started, which is about a year ago, right? Somewhere around there.
a little over a year.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect, but I think from looking at the comments that we get that we do a great job. And I've looked up to Bobby for a long time, and there was always a few sites you'd go to rumors for, but Bobby was always spot on his stuff. And Competition Plus has a great name out there, and I'm just honored to be on the show. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy working with you guys and kind of helping out a little bit and being associated.
Hey,
Jeff,
Jeff,
we love you,
We
man.
appreciate
We
that.
love you.
always remember, if we tell you in rumors something's going to happen, like if we happen to put on there that a rooster can lay an egg, you better get the pan ready. Catch it.
That's right.
Hey, so since we're speaking of this California stuff, Jeff, are you going to invite me up to your place or what? I mean, I'm right down the road from you.
Well, I didn't even know you were out here. Like, I just heard that 2 seconds ago, but I'm going to Houston in a couple of days until the 26th. But anytime after that, you're invited to come over for the fire pit.
Because then that brings up another reason, because KJ is in LA and I got to take him to my family restaurant. So, there goes.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah. You just get a hold of me whenever you want.
Since you got the inside track, do you have any idea when we might be able to get back to normal drag racing at Pomona? Or is it always going to be as screwed up as it is right now?
Well, we had normal at the end of the year, obviously, but in California just recently, they started the mask mandate again a few days ago. So I'm hoping with all these variants and
Hey,
going on,
this is the new, instead of the California bear, it should just be this logo. This is
yeah,
how I feel about. This is how I'm starting to feel about California and their mask mandate.
Sorry, guys. Look, if you can't keep methane gas inside of your denim jeans going through underwear, that mask ain't going to protect you. I got news for you. Trust me.
No,
I was COVID
Bobby.
before COVID was cool, so I know. It
yeah,
ain't going to
Bobby.
protect you.
and you had it. So I mean,
Yeah, if the COVID's going to get you, it's going to get you. I don't care what variant of the week comes out. If it's going to get you, it's going to get you. Get your body in good shape, get your immune system built up, and go from there. If it wants you, it's going to get you. It doesn't matter what you do. And
Yeah,
you're crazy if you think you can stop it.
I kind of agree with you, and I had it like early on, but never had any symptoms except for the loss of smell and taste, and that went away in about a month. And I think it's kind of like the cancer thing or whatever. It's going to get some people, not other people, and the people that it gets, it might have been the same as getting a really bad case of the flu. So a lot of the things they do, I don't quite understand. We were laughing earlier with all our guys here that you go to the airport, you're standing 6 feet apart, you got masks on, all that stuff, and 20 minutes later you're on a plane shoulder to shoulder with people with the same mask on. I just don't understand why they do certain things. I know it's real, obviously, but like you said, take care of yourself, be in good health, and do what you have to do. But if you're really trying to keep yourself safe and doing all these things, don't expect everybody else to do the same thing you do. If you don't want to get it, don't go out. It's freedom of choice, and that's the way it goes for me anyway.
Hey, Jeff, I was going to give you a little insider information so you can have this, and I guess my insider tip to you is going to go out worldwide here. So speaking of the coronavirus and COVID-19 and the China virus
You get it.
and the Chinese weapon of war, that
You're getting it.
On January 1st, I have entered and will compete in my very first 5K run.
Nice. That's awesome.
Congratulations. I know you've been working towards
not
that.
even being able to walk a quarter of a mile after I got sick to running 3.5 miles a day. So
I have a
there's
question.
insider information.
Yeah,
I have a
congrats.
question. Congratulations. But why in the living hell do you want to do that?
Because until you have ever struggled to walk a quarter mile, being able to run 5K is my way of kicking COVID right in the ass.
Well, I get that, but why would you want to put your body through that kind of oof? I run
Because I don't want to
Two-
see part 2 of the thing.
Yeah, I don't
I
blame
run
you.
2
As long as I
laps,
do
Bobby,
that-
and I'm like,
Part 2 is, hey, we ain't all born with a stripper body like you, buddy.
Yeah.
I did have one when I was a young buck like you, but
all you do, I'm telling you, Bobby, you do that at least twice a week. You do that twice a week. That's the key. And anybody out
I'm
there,
afraid of
Yeah.
that.
no,
At my age,
Anybody
you'll break
out
a hip
there?
doing that.
have a New Year's resolution, I'm telling you right now, don't go to the gym. Don't spend the money on that. What you need to do is go and dance twice a week, and that's how you look this good.
I don't know how
Ask
to do
Lee.
anything but break dance.
how.
You know? My generation was break dancing, so I if I go out there, I'll be broke dancing.
Oh gosh! All right,
All right.
Hey,
Jeff.
Before we
Perez.
let you go, Jeff, I
All right.
don't know if you're staying on by whatever, but what about the news about Chicago? Some good news there coming out and reported on Competition Plus and elsewhere. So we might be getting Chicago back for a national event, but definitely a regional. That's a cool deal.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, I love Route 66, one of my favorite tracks. I think it's one of the coolest tracks ever, and they had a good blueprint when they built that, and I hope it stays around as well.
Maybe the rumored sale or closing down was over exaggerated.
As so often as they are, it amazes me how people will run with doom and gloom, and it's like, wait, just wait. Or I love how people are so absolute, like the NHRA is dead, but we just had a national event, so there's some life somewhere.
Yeah, you never know. So, like Route 66, the same owners, well, at least a year ago, they own Route 66 and Fontana. So maybe now they're closing Fontana and selling half that lot off, and they'll have some more money, and they can keep Route 66 going. I hope so.
There we go.
Who knows? But Merry Christmas to everybody here, and you guys have a great show.
Thanks,
You too.
Jeff.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Well, us too, or
All right.
whoever.
Merry Christmas from the Grinch.
Take care.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, we're going to take a break. Bobby, you hanging with us? No, we know Jeff's going. What are you doing?
I'm hanging.
Okay, great. Okay, he hanging? Break.
Get your CompetitionPlus.com apparel today. Whether it's our nitro-burning funny car design or the vibrant door slammer design, we have the swag to show you are always in the know. Get yourself a hat too. And we know not everyone enjoys wearing a mask, but if you must wear one, at least wear a good-looking one. Check out the new CompetitionPlusApparel.com for the latest from the place where you have trusted for your news on the internet for over 2 decades.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, look, it's been a lot of fun this year. We have been doing the Competition Plus Power Hour for a little over a year. This is technically, I believe, the 58th episode, though we didn't put the number on it. But we're going to take a moment and look back at some of the cool, great moments from this year. And by the way, chime in as we ride along and look at some of these moments. There's going to be some funny ones. There's going to be some serious ones. And I think we have to start with a little bit of agony for one of our co-hosts, my co-host. And I think because I did these in chronological order, and it was one of the ones that came up early. So I'm going to, at this time, try to find this video file, hope that it plays, and you all can see when my co-host, my buddy, my friend was hollied in what happened. So you all, please chime in.
Got Holly.
And speaking of that, that was actually my next question for you. Lee and I had this whole kind of argument debate last week on, or maybe a couple of weeks ago on the show. How do you think?
It's what we do.
Yeah, I mean,
it's healthy.
Thank you. See, thank you. But how do you think Tony is going to do racing? I mean, he's a phenomenal racer. We've seen his career. Do you think he will struggle a little bit at the start, or do you think he's coming out and going to do great things?
Struggle with what?
With just adapting to the new car, the new driving style.
But
look at Amanda's
face.
What are you talking about? Watch Amanda's face.
Whichever one. Yeah.
Information.
No, you got to know something I don't know. So what cars?
I'm saying after seeing him at the school.
Are you talking about his sprint car?
No, whichever drag car, because there has been talk, and this could be rumors, but we talked about it on the show, and I know someone else had mentioned it, that there could be possibly two cars that he may own.
Well, he told me that there are no plans at all for him to do anything more than what he's done with us at this point. So that's the last thing he said to me, and that's what I'm sticking with.
All right. See, that's news to me. That's
boom.
Hey, I'm done. I'm taking away a slammy from myself there, Lee. Mark that on the tally board.
You definitely do. Yeah, Frank owned on that one. It became the Frank Power Hour for the few moments right there for sure. Definitely.
Hey,
so
can't believe everything we see on the internet, right?
That's right. You can't.
Oh, Sam.
No, man. But look, see, there was rumors about him owning cars and potentially driving. There's still, and I'm going to leak this news that I found out. Never mind. I can't say that because that's a little too much information.
Competition Plus.
I didn't read it. I heard this one at the DI party. So I'm just cheers, everybody. It's a sparkling cider too, by the way, guys.
Sam, I look back on that moment. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have done something, but you.
There's two key moments there, Lee. Did you see Amanda's face? She's like, first of all, she's like, okay, this is good, and then she's like, ooh, dude.
Right? Did you see me? I'm like doing this. I'm like, oh no.
Lee is just no help at all.
I didn't know what to do. I'm like, do I take him off screen? Do I bring him? What do I do?
That's when you throw the life raft. You know, when you can't fish the guy with the hook and you can't bring him back. That's when you're supposed to throw out the life raft, brother, and just be like, here. You know, like that's when you turn into Willy Wonka. Here's an ever-loving gobstopper.
That was like
something.
Watching your buddy get his ass kicked by this big old fella, and he's looking at you like, you can jump in any time now. No, it looks like you got a pretty good handle on it.
Yeah, and look, Bobby, fill everybody in because you oftentimes, from what I understand, you don't always watch it live, but you watch it after at least. So was that a live one that you were watching, or did you watch it after? And like, when did you like? Oh, Sam. Oh,
I sat back. I see. A lot of times, I go into work at 4 a.m. the next morning to start working on stories for the magazine and videos and stuff. So I'll watch the intro and then I'll go to bed, and then I'll get up, and while I'm working, I'm listening and watching the show, and I'm like, oh my God, oh Lord. Sam.
Oh,
not even cool. That's not even cool. I thought we were friends. You guys just, he's got it. Don't worry about it.
If you can't let your friend get his ass kicked, who can you let?
No, I'm gonna say it like Kevin Hart would say it. We're supposed to be friends. You're supposed to know your bullshit is my bullshit. My bullshit is your bullshit. And at that moment, I'm looking at Lee like, help me.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
Leave.
You were like the dog.
Even if I was watching it live, I wouldn't have jumped in and helped you. I don't know. Just swim.
Like Lee could have gone to a commercial break. Oh, we accidentally had a commercial break.
Right.
No.
There was
He
no
watched the
commercial
last
we
little
were gonna have that would have been like, yeah, I know you guys are like real young, but that would have been like the Heidi game with the Jets playing the Raiders back in the 1960s when they were right at the last minutes of the game and took it off and put on Heidi. That's the way that would have been if he had put a commercial in there. The old folks with me will remember that one.
Man.
No, that moment is like your friend running, but he's talking to you, looking back at you, and you know that the glass doors aren't going to open because they've got a sign that says they're broken, and he doesn't say anything. And at that last moment, it's like, at this moment, Sam knew in the first 48, he was going to jail. Boom! And then you look back at him like, bruh, and he's just sitting there laughing at you.
I'm so sorry, dude. Next time I know, but I didn't know what to do in the moment. Did not know.
No, there's no sorry. Nope.
Hey,
there's no sorry.
Hey, let me move on to the next clip, because the very next week, we had Cruz Petragon on, and we got a little bit of information on Frank Hawley. And, by the way, a great Larry Minor story. And we have had a lot of great stories over the year. So let me play this one from the very next week.
Since we're talking about this, and my eye is still sore from taking the beating from Frank last week, do you think the Smoke should run in the NHRA? I'm gonna leave it like that. Do you think he should take the gander and do it?
Smoke as in Tony Stewart?
Yeah, Smoke as in Tony Stewart.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I talked to Tony a little bit, and I think you'll see him sooner than later. I'm not sure what his plans are. They're running tonight at the All-Star. I think the All-Stars debuted last night. I think they got rained out, so they're running tonight down in Florida, as a lot of the dirt track racing kicked off last week. So we watched the late models run tonight, Lucas Oil Late Model Series, and then but back to your question, I think Tony Stewart would be a great driver. It'd be interesting to see how he transitions from all that he's driven, because he's one of the few guys that has driven all the different cars and all at the high level, Indy cars, midgets, NASCAR, obviously. And so it would be great. I think it would be great for drag racing. And, I think Tony, he has that desire to get in there and mix it up. We'll see.
Well, that went a lot better for you, Sam, than last week with Frank Hawley. Wow.
I left it an open-ended. It was an open-ended wrench.
You did. I saw what you did there, and that was a better move.
I was using a snap-on open-ended wrench on both sides.
So we had on last week Frank Hawley. He worked for Larry Minor. You worked for Larry Minor at one point in your career. I've got to ask, any good Larry Minor stories?
Good Larry Minor stories. Yeah, there was a good Larry Minor story. I was going to tell one about when they strapped Frank Hawley in, how he had to have his junk on one side or the other, but I don't want to embarrass Frank. But when they strapped him in the car.
No, do it. For the sake of me, do it, please.
So
please.
I got to tell a story. Frank's gonna drill me for this. But so they would go to strap him in, and so he would like, whoa, time out here. I got to get stuff moved, situated. Where with me, it's like, hey man, put those belts on. Wherever stuff falls, it falls. But so that was a cool little funny story there. But the other one, I'm in the lounge. We just got beat in the first round. We're at Sonoma, and this is in the drag show. This is 1991. I'm driving Larry's Top Fuel dragster, my first year. So I didn't know Larry's temperament. I didn't know anything, right? So we got beat. It was a close. I think we lost to Tom Mongoose McEwen. It was first round. So we all had our Otter Pop shirts. So Larry had already taken his shirt off. Larry was a big, strong guy. He still is. So I'm noticing as I'm taking my fire suit off, there's all these buttons laying around. I'm going, and you can hear a pin drop. Everyone's quiet. No one's wanting to talk because Larry's PO'd, right? Because we got beat. So I just innocently asked, hey, man, where do all these buttons come from? Well, unbeknownst to me, Larry went in there and did one of these, just ripped his shirt off like Hulk Hogan. And so they all started laughing because I was naive. I didn't know any better. But so that Larry started laughing too. So it was kind of my introduction to Larry Minor when things didn't go his way, especially on the racetrack. He definitely would. He would either throw his headset one direction or he would rip his shirt off. So that was kind of a fun story. Innocent little story, but it was cool.
So, yeah, Sam, just a little bit of salve to the wound, a little bit. Mike.
Cheers, everyone.
A year
cheers.
later, we're still talking about that ass whooping, ain't we?
Hey, you know what? Everybody's got to be somebody. And someone on the team needed to, throw the punch and let the guard down. And I took the shots. Lee was too afraid to ask the questions. So I asked the question. And in the words of the great Mike Tyson, when he was asked why is he so mad when he goes into a fight, I'm gonna get punched in the face anyway. I might as well be mad going into the ring. No point in being happy. So hey, stuff happens. It happens,
Hey, like him too.
So, Bobby, look, Cruz was there talking about Larry Minor. You have any good Larry Minor stories? Anything from the past, or would you like to speak on Larry Minor? A lot of folks, I don't think they, in this day and time of like, the big teams are going away, they don't realize what Larry did. Larry was not one of the first to have a big team, so to speak.
Well, one of my favorites was in the mid-1980s when it was obvious that Gary Beck was running for the championship, and Larry got out on him, and they couldn't get the car slowed down enough to let Gary come around him. So he's sitting there trying to stop. It wasn't supposed to go that way, fellas. I'll never forget that one. That was the first obvious team orders situation right there, because Gary obviously was running for the championship, and at the time we only had 8 to 10 races in a season. So Gary has problems. Larry's out there running cool as a cucumber, and he's like, oh, crap, he's coming around me. Let me slow down. And he looked like he was bracket racing at the finish line, trying to dump him at the finish line, but it didn't work out that way.
It didn't. Well, we've had brand new names on the show. We've had big names on the show, but there is no bigger name than John Force. And we had him on the show 2 times this year. But I think the highlight episode has to be the first one. I got a couple of new nicknames. He didn't know who Sam was. Bobby, you had him all confused. Didn't know what was going on. So before I do play it, I've got to ask, Bobby, look, did you forewarn, okay, you're going to have 2 brand new guys that you probably don't know on the show doing this thing? Or was he just enter in cold turkey?
Dude, if I told him that, it would have taken me 10 minutes to get him unwound from that. So I figured the beast was either going to eat or not eat. So I just let him eat.
Well,
I know how to get him wound up, man. I know how to get him wound up.
He got wound up for sure. Well, look, here are some clips from that episode earlier this year, before drag racing even started for the NHRA, before Gainesville, and before testing down in Palm Beach. And we had John Force on.
Good to be here, but what'd the kid ask? What'd Slammin' Sam? What'd he ask?
that was actually...
We look like
that was actually the...
Strut. Are you Slammin' Sam?
I am Slammin' Sam. That was Lee that asked the first question.
Yeah.
Sarah, you gave me the wrong guys. My boss here. No, I thought one of them Runaway. What's the other one?
Monday Morning Racer.
Monday Morning Racer. That's you, Strut?
That's me.
That's Strut on your shirt.
Yeah. Strut Masters.
Yeah. I know them well. Well, God bless you. Love working with you. Bobby, good to see you here. You make me feel better. They told me just 10 minutes ago you weren't going to be on the show, and I was looking forward to chatting with you, but I get to chat with all 3 of you. So you asked me a question. I hit my head a few times. What was the question?
Yeah.
So, getting a chance to be on the show. I've done a few shows before this, but let's just see where it goes. So let's go ahead. Let's do some questions. What do you got? Where do you want to go? You want to talk? You want to talk religion? You want to talk politics? You want to talk sex? Tell me what you want to talk about. John Force is ready. I've had a year off, and I'm over the shit. Trust me.
Now you understand why Lori said, "Oh my God, I can't take another pandemic."
Trust me, she just don't like me. Trust me, especially now. But let's have some fun here. Let's educate the fans. Get in some sponsor plugs. I'm wearing them all right here on Blue Def Platinum, but you know.
John, you started out with us and you said, hey, what do you want to talk about? Religion, politics, sex. So here's the question for you, man, since you opened it up. Have you finished the Bible? Have you voted? And are you still subscribed to anything?
Well, number one, I've been working on the Bible.
Sorry, while you were talking, John, I accidentally knocked myself offline. I do that from time to time.
Hey, it's your show. You can do anything you want. What's with the glasses? Look like Stevie Wonder over there on the left. What are you doing there?
Hey, John, I like to wear shades just like you and Petty do, man.
Yeah.
So here's one of the good things about being a friend of John Force. And I'm thinking.
Another quote I didn't make up. I watch a lot of movies.
Well, here's the thing. Being around John, I'm
slamming
hearing
Sam over there with the number 22 hat on, right, Sam? I got to get this right. And you're the okay. Well, wait a minute. I got to watch these shows more here. Yeah, 22. Your hat says 22 on it. You're slamming Sam.
I'm slamming Sam. Yes, sir.
And who's the other fella? Stevie Wonder over there with the shades on.
Yeah. Lee, the Monday Morning
you
Racer.
On drugs? What?
No, I'm not on drugs.
Strut man.
He's got cataracts. That's what's wrong with him. He's got cataracts.
We ain't got time for drugs. We got kids watching this show, and that's why I'm getting my mind right. I'm getting back in the seat. I got myself through the pandemic.
Oh, hold on. Let me
I
get
think we're
another
getting the show on that one.
Oh man,
I'm up.
They really don't see it. Hey, are we doing a 2-hour special? Look, hey, would you wake up over there, slamming Sammy? Wake up, Sam. Is that his name?
I'm up.
Keep that boy away.
John.
Okay.
No, so we've missed this, this energy and everything that you bring to the table. Looking forward to
Slammin' Sam, they put your name. And the other guy is Monday Racer. Well, that's your magazine. No, that's your name. Monday Morning Racer.
That's right. Right.
Are you Amish with that beard?
Do what?
With that beard? NHLA's watching this probably and they're saying, Force has gone nuts. What's wrong with him? No, I'm no different I've ever been. I'm just enjoying talking to you and being here and it's cool. And
NHRA's thinking, oh my God, do we have to fool with that Bennett guy?
Oh yeah. Well, there's a nightmare. And then you threw Susan Wade on me. She attacked me, and I love her. But the things she wrote, I said, I'm done. I got too much wound up. I don't want to have a heart attack live on your show here. Look at that guy over there, the Amish guy, just sitting over there, just thinking, listen to this dumb shit. I know what you're thinking, son. Hey, anybody seen Scotty Cannon?
I do.
Hey, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh wow. Yes.
Hey, Lee, you didn't even get to the best point when he goes. He goes on that tangent in that episode. And he goes, "Shit, what was the question again?"
He does that a lot.
In the middle, he's like, he went on a tangent and he's talking and he's like, "Shit, what was the question again?" Then, well, forget it. I want to thank Blue Def. I got to thank Chevrolet. I got to thank Napa. I got to thank the Auto Club for giving us these Chevrolet. I got to thank Jayco for these trailers for my grandkids when they're out there. Hilarious. Like, those interviews.
The time we were interviewing him and he got philanthropist confused with philanderer. he went on the whole interview, and we're just like, John, that's the wrong terminology. What do you mean it's the wrong terminology?
And this poor girl, Sarah.
I have to tell you, you can knowing John the way that I've known John over the decades of working with him, he's absolutely one of my favorite interviews because in a moment's notice, you can be wide open. In a moment's notice, you can be so sad that you're about to tear up, and then the next time you can just be laughing uncontrollably. Case in point, the Legends episode, we were talking about Legends, a series. Got to go back and watch the John Force Legends, the series. I mean, that is just absolutely and I'm not saying about my editing work. I'm just talking about the man talking himself. And if you go on our YouTube channel, the John Force Christmas story, man, I'm going to tell you what, you can be the hardest of hard asses, but that will just have you in tears by the end of it.
They are all superb. The Legends episode, that Christmas episode, and I know a lot of people, they're almost trying to push John off the scene, it seems like, but thank God drag racing has had John Force.
We'd be lost.
Right. He's such a great character. I mean, that episode right there, him trying to figure out who are these two guys. I know Bobby, but what the heck's going on from the way he handled it, him just being him. It is so good. Yeah. It's so cool. It's so refreshing.
That's the guy is absolutely, he has given his heart and soul to this sport. And, but anyway, guys, look, I hate to leave you with the show here, but I got the 4 a.m. thing. I've got a project I'm working on that will come along after Christmas. If you follow along on our YouTube page, I encourage you to go subscribe to it for pretty neat original content. We did the first 15 years of Pro Stock video, and that thing's at like 80,000 views. And then we did another one, the first 20 years of Funny Car. And, of course, you can't miss that John Force cameo at the end, about hitting the wall and everything. But now I'm working on the first decade of Pro Modified. And it goes all the way back to 1985 with Charlie Carpenter's all-steel 55 Chevrolet.
Yes.
And, that's going to be a neat one. Plus, we had a interview with the pioneers of Pro Mod, some of the pioneers like Blake Wiggins, like Bill Coolman, Animal Jim. That'll be coming along too after that when Mike Thermos talking. But this Pro Mod deal, I mean, I found myself looking at that saying, oh my gosh. And it goes all the way back. I mean, we got Scotty Cannon running at Shuffletown Dragway in his Top Fuel Wing Willis. And he always used to warn all of us photographers up on the starting line. And he was really being honest. And we're like, Scotty, what's wrong? And he says, y'all be careful up here. Y'all watch out. I don't know which way this bitch is going to go when I let the clutch out. And he meant it because that thing would go every which way but straight. But those are some of the projects we're working on. Of course, tomorrow night, you do not want to miss Legends, a series, the legend of Billy Meyer. I believe if whatever preconceived notions you have of Billy Meyer, whether it's a cocky kid, by the time you watch this episode and watch the chapter with his dad, you will understand why he is what he is.
Bobby, look, thank you for the opportunity to be doing exactly what we're doing, and thank you for coming on tonight. We still got a few more moments, but we'll let you go, man. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, guys.
Merry Christmas, Bobby.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Bobby Bennett, the boss, Competition Plus. Thank you for all you've done, man. Sam, we still got a few more moments to cover, and I'm going to bring up, I think, one of our favorite ones from the year, but the legend, the media legend, Brett Kettner, was on the Competition Plus Power Hour. And I've got a few moments from that episode. That one was so good. So good. Let's see it now.
To have wasted this hour with you. It was a great time.
I don't think it's been wasted at all. Doug Winter chimes in. He says, "Tell Brett, ask your doctor if it's right for you." Inside joke. That's automatic laughter.
Do you want to know the joke?
If
a couple of years ago, Doug got a sponsorship, a big sponsorship from Ameritor. You remember that on his current NHRA Pro Modified Chevelle?
Mm-hmm.
I think they made truck parts, didn't they? Ask Doug. Doug, did they make truck parts? Am I screwing up everything here?
Keep rolling. You might chime in.
Yeah.
Well, it really doesn't matter what they make, because as soon as I saw it, I got a pet peeve. If you can't put what your sponsor is on the side of the car, and I don't mean the name, I mean, what do they do? A great example, you agree with me on that?
Yes.
A great example was a Pro Stock car. I keep thinking it was Kenny Koretsky. Back in the 90s, it was a red Chevy Beretta, I think it was, or Chevy something, Cavalier maybe. And it was bright red, and all it said across the side of the car in giant letters was Mace, M-A-C-E. And I thought, well, that's weird, pretty potent sponsor. I don't even know what it was or what they made, but I knew it couldn't possibly be real Mace. Roy Hill had a Pro Mod Mustang sponsored by Odoban, O-D-O-B-A-N. And it had a picture of a can with a face and hands laughing. Was it deodorant? I don't have any idea what the hell it was on the side of the car. So it drives me crazy, especially when you get, these 21st century made up words, extra bow, or whatever, down the side of the car. And it doesn't at least say extra bow, fruit flavored popcorn or whatever the hell it is on the side of the car. And Doug's car fell into that category. It just said Ameritor on the side of it. So I went up to him in the pits. I did the NHRA Pro Modified TV show for 17 years. So I was constantly involved with crap going on with all these pro mod guys. And I went into Doug when he showed up with the car for the first time. I went into his pits and I looked at it and I said, Ameritor. And, normally I would say, okay, what the hell is Ameritor? Tell me what it is so I can, talk about it and help you out since you're not doing it. But I just looked at the car and I said, Ameritor. Ask your doctor if Ameritor is right for you. That's where that came from. And I said it every time the car ran. Ask your doctor if Ameritor is right for you. Oh, God.
There you go. Yeah, that could fit for a lot of sponsors out there when they don't.
100%.
Yeah, they don't. Well, Brett, it's been an honor. Thank you. We hope you have a good rest of your night. We're going to shut the power hour down and move on.
You have to close the show with everyone, for the sake of this. Can you please close the show with another Ricky Smith impersonation?
Oh, Ricky's going to kill me. I'll tell you a really cool story about Ricky Smith that I have to use his voice in. I constantly, for 40 years, I walk up to Ricky Smith and go, "Hey, Ricky, how you doing?" He's like, "I'm doing okay, Brett." We just have conversations like that. It doesn't even bother him anymore. He's so used to me giving him crap sounding like that. This was at the ill-fated 1988 IHRA. I don't think it was the Winter Nationals. It might have been at Bradenton, Florida. That was the Billy Meyer year. We went to Bradenton for a national event for some reason. It was just a disaster. So anyway, Ricky was having a hard time getting down the track in the red and white Motorcraft Thunderbird. And he was in the pits underneath the car working on the rear end, laying in the sand, I might add, at Bradenton, underneath the car with the rear end jacked up, working on the rear end. And Ricky has always been incredibly accommodating for me. We're friends, but you still have to, watch your P's and Q's and don't walk around like you own the place when you go into a racer's pit area. And with Ricky, I can, get his attention. You don't just walk up and stick a microphone in a guy's face, but, get his attention and he'll say, "Oh yeah, come on in, and we'll talk." Well, in this particular case, he's underneath the rear end, and it's obvious he's changing gears. Like I said, he was having trouble getting down the track. So I told the cameraman, who I worked with for 20 years, was one of my closest friends, Bubba Barnes, Scott Barnes. I said, go ahead and roll on this. And I just rolled underneath the car right up alongside of him while he's, laying on his back, working, over his head. And he never missed a beat. There was a lot of times I would do interviews with him and he'd just keep on working and talking. So I rolled in next to him and I got the microphone. I said, "Hi, Ricky, having problems getting down this track. A little bit sandy out there, buddy." And he goes, "Yeah, I know, Brett. I'm trying to figure out what to do." And I said, "Well, what kind of gear do you think you're going to use to get down this track?" He says, "Well, I had 456 in it earlier." He says, "But that ain't going to work." He says, "I'm probably going to have to go down to 411, on this next pass." I said, 411? I said, "Well, that car ain't going to ET." I said, "But it's going mile an hour like a hell." And he goes, "Yeah, I know that." He says, "And I'm worried about the same down the top end, too." And I said, "Well, Ricky, I hope it works for you. Good luck, buddy." And he says, "Thank you, Brett." And I rolled out underneath the car and walked away.
Yes. 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 Oh, man. Oh, that's great. That is great. Brett, we gotta let Elon figure out when to book you next for sure.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
Just give me a call. I'll be here. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, you guys asked great questions. I mean that sincerely. Really, really, really impressed with that.
Thank you.
Dude, I loved having Brett on. I remember watching so many drag races with him on the broadcast. It was so good to talk to a legend in the media motorsports world. What a wealth of drag racing knowledge, and for him to really be so dynamic in the serious stories, but yet those funny moments like impersonating Ricky Smith. It was so cool to have him on the show. So cool.
Oh, for sure it was. And I think the most cool part about it was he was just being himself, He was being open and honest with us. And then he gave us like that great information there at the end that I think really took our game and took the confidence that you and I had in this show to another level, because I think after that episode, we felt comfortable talking to the big name guys and girls of drag racing. When someone of that stature and that nature who has done it before us and was great at what he did comes on and says, "You guys ask great questions," and the confidence that he gave us, I think that was really good and really cool to see. And, it was motivating. I think that recharged our batteries for the remainder of the year.
I agree, man, because when Brett Kettner doesn't hold back any punches. You can tell that over his career, and he's honest, and he says, "You guys ask great questions." And he said that elsewhere in the show. It wasn't just even toward the end, and he related even sometimes questions he gets asked that he's just tired of, and we ask completely different questions. It allows you to poke your chest out and be like, yes, Brett Kettner gave me a compliment. So, yeah, but I do got to point out, even though it's not Brett Kettner, it is Mom. Kiri Kraft says, "Great show." Thank you, Mom. And Sam, she gives you her props too. She likes you. So Mom likes you too. So,
dude, see, this is what it is. I've come to figure it out, Lee. I am now like the AB of the media world. Like every mom likes Antron Brown. You know what I mean? As the racer.
Oh, okay.
But every mom loves Slim and Sam in the media world. Because we got the moves, we look good.
Right.
It's just I can't help it.
But you don't have
they like you too. That video is gonna drop soon. I've been working on that one.
You've been working
on Houston video?
The Houston
I've been
video?
working on that one.
Well, I got the DI video. Yep.
I'm telling you, dude, how can it not? If that doesn't put you in a good move and good grooves, man, it's just.
Hey, and shout out. We don't give him enough credit, but if you're watching, and he's actually at like a business dinner for his wife. But Elon, thank you, man. Props to you. You get us some great guests. You helped us out personally. Thank you, Elon Werner. Thank you. And guys, we've had him on the show before. I've had him on my show. He's a great guest. He's a great personality. Thank you, Elon. Thank you.
Dude, like, let's honestly take a minute right now and just think about the people that we've got to talk to, or the different things he's done for us at the track, or introduce people to us.
Right.
I can honestly say, like, Elan's one of those guys that'll walk you around and introduce you to everyone. So then at the next race, you can just walk. You know, I've got a few drivers right now that are like, dude, I know who you are now. You don't need to wait. Like, if you need something, you just come right in and talk to me and ask me. And it's because of guys like Elan that are willing to take you under their wing and, you know, understand that the more time that they give us to grow in this sport, when it's Elan's time to pass the torch on, he's already prepped someone to do that. And it's been said, I've been watching a lot of documentaries and stuff lately, but we have people in our industry that, you know, don't look at the future of the sport. They just look at the now, and they're invested in the now. And I think that's one thing that, you know, like you and I, we're friends with a lot of people in you know, the industry. We're on shows with a lot of different people, and we post different stuff with people. And I think that's what it takes to continue to grow it. And it's people that, you know, you and I can look up to, like Bobby Bennett, the Elan Warners, the Wes Bucks, and different things like that. So I just think if we continue this culture of helping each other out in the media world, we will go further than what we can imagine.
Right. But after seeing that clip, we definitely got to get Brett back on. We got to have him on soon. It has been way too long.
Oh, yeah.
We got to have him back on. But, Sam, we are not done. I have a clip.
Oh, my goodness.
I have a clip.
What are you going to throw me under the bus now for?
I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm sorry you got Holly, dude, and I couldn't help you in the moment because I didn't know what to do. I'm sorry. I didn't
get Hollied.
We did experience a spicy episode between Bobby Bennett, Brian Lohnes, and Alan Reinhart. Like, there's some tension there that I really want to know more about. Like, what was happening in that episode?
I don't want to know more about it.
You don't want to know more? You don't want to?
I don't need to know. My last name ain't Bennett, so I ain't in it.
I like that. I like that. Well, look, here is a look at our pre-U.S. Nationals episode and sections of it that had Bobby Bennett, Brian Lohnes, and Alan Reinhart on.
Well,
good perspective.
Statement race. It's a statement race. And we will remember 40 years ago when my beloved modified eliminator was canned.
Still on that? Are we still on that?
Nothing better.
Still on that, Bobby? Come on, man.
Dude,
come on. Look, it's like guys going to a Star Trek convention and complaining about the second episode of the second season. It's over. The series is over. There's no life left on the planet, Bobby.
There was no life after 50-pound flywheels were kicked to the curb.
Come on, man.
120 cars when the first
this early in the weekend. Who's going to be the Cinderella story in the NCAA tournament? You don't know until you played a couple of games, and then you go, wow, he beat them and them and them, and he's still around to play, and that's when the stories start to come together.
If I can bring one up that I've been kind of rolling around in my head, the storyline of an aging announcer, an aging journalist coming together at this point in the center of our country, maybe setting differences aside, linking themselves for what will become a lifelong friendship, the ups and the downs. I feel like that may be a storyline I'm starting to follow right now. I don't know about you guys, Sam and Lee. I can't speak to your feelings right now, but I'm seeing a little Brady Bunch North and South action happening right there. Play out.
I see what you're putting down there. I definitely see what you're putting down. So, Brian,
me versus you. It's not about me against you. It's not about, am I smarter than Brian? Is Brian prettier than me? That we're all looking for the same thing here. And by the way, I am smarter and prettier than Brian, just so you know. But this will
not more honest.
What?
Honesty isn't in the equation, I see.
But this by the end of the weekend, there's going to be,
regardless of, yes, we may hold people's feet to the fire, but we need a healthy NHRA and a healthy sport.
Roll the check.
I mean, we need that for all of us to survive out here.
What is going on?
Listen, and Bobby, your sentiment is 100% correct, and it's accurate, and I'm not making light of it. What I am making light of is the idiots that I'm here in the home of. They're not idiots; they're my friends, which I guess by definition of that makes them all idiots. But I am here at the home of Jill and Kevin McKenna. We are consuming pizza and maybe having a beer or two. And Kevin was adamant that we get his championship check from his glorious NMRA career, as well as the book that he has published about how to go drag racing.
Buy the damn book.
So this is a commercial enterprise tonight. It's a
He's earned that right.
I'm here against my will. So please, anybody who's watching this, please send help.
And all I brought was cupcakes. I feel like I should up my prop game a little bit here.
But what what are some of the other historical benchmarks this weekend that people need to be talking about and expressing? Bobby.
Oh, wow. Boy, caught me off guard on that one.
He had a 1 out of 3 chance. And how off guard can it be? He's going to say 1 out of 3 guys.
Brian, he was asleep. He was asleep.
What the hell?
Let's be honest.
I think the most historical moment will be who wins the W Stock automatic crowns when both cars displace together less than a 289 cubic inch engine. 140 cubic inches for those.
The year that Michael Bartone won it as an alternate, I think a second alternate, maybe it was great. And that's one of those magical Indy moments. So there's no way you can sit here at this point and say this will be the magical Indy moment. But if you ask me on Monday, I'll be able to give you 3 at least where I go, nobody saw that coming. That was a magical Indy moment.
Have had time to, begin the answer with, and then the earth cooled, and then everything else happened. I'm going to be a little bit more succinct, okay? I'm going to snug it up. I'm going to snug it up a little bit here, okay? So here's the deal. Here's what the upset is. The upset is that there's nearly 900 people from around this country that have towed race cars, some 5 miles, some 5. That's my answer. Way quicker than those guys. Low ET, I win.
Amen. Amen. Dude.
No.
Like a televangelist for drag racing.
My moment is that this whole thing is going to be awesome. That's it? Really? Whoa, look at Brian way out on a limb.
Well, hold on. All right. Alan was like, I was there when that tree grew up. I was there that time when they put the fence post in. Remember when that happened and they moved that stand back 6 feet? I was there when that happened too. I wasn't.
Well, I can tell.
Sam.
Oh,
Sam, that was a good one.
Unreal.
Yes.
Unreal. Oh man, I was there when that tree grew up. What? Only Brian Loans is the guy that gets away with that.
That was good. It was so good that like Alan Reinhart, we are not sure if he was joking or not, but he said he's not coming back on the show ever.
I was like, hopefully we can get you back. I'm never coming back on this show.
Right, never coming back on.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, and there's like some underlying tension there. I'm like, oh, what? Oh, there's years here. What is happening at this moment?
Yeah. There was some animosity in that show that was so good. That, like, honestly, if you replayed that right now, I'd still laugh at some of the same moments just because it's just like these guys are saying, some of those looks on people's faces. And Brian Loan's answer, I've had time to really think about this. So boom, boom, bang. And Alan just instantly got pissed. That's all you can come up with.
Right. Yeah, he goes, and the earth cooled. It's like, dang, yes.
Talk about the dinosaur ages.
That might have been the most savage of episodes we've had the whole time.
Like, yeah. That episode alone was just filled with moments that.
Yes.
I mean,
because later on we had Erica Enders. I didn't pull anything from that one, but we had those three media legends, I'll say, and then we had arguably a GOAT in the pro stock ranks and female driver ranks in Erica Enders later on. So it was pretty cool. Cool episode.
For sure.
Man, look, that's all I've got as far as clips, and all of you out there as far as clips. There were so many more that we could have picked from. Like, look, what an honor it was to interview Don Perdome along with you, Slam and Sam. Man, that was cool, man. Have Don Perdome on, talk about his win down there in Mexico off-road and just his career. That was another cool moment.
Dude, that moment was huge, Lee. Like, look, like I said, it was just kind of a stacked event, right? We went from like, oh my gosh, we're talking to this person, we're talking to that person, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it was just like, and you and I have a lot of conversations when the show's over, you know, throughout the week, but it's like, we sat there for a good 30 minutes after the show and was just like, dude, I just talked to Don Perdome. Like, I got to get inside his mind about everything else. And it's just kind of cool how we've taken on this show of interviewing people, asking those regular Joe Blow questions, but now taking it to like, this is you guys' late night show. This is what you guys want to see. This is us unwound, being who we are, and asking those different questions. It's not going to always be about drag racing. It's going to be about life. It's going to be about the past. It's going to be about the future. And if you guys want to continue to take this journey with us in 2022 now, I'm used to saying 21 finally, but now we're saying 22. Like, you guys just stick around, because I think, you know, we're getting some sponsorship on board. If you guys want to become a marketing partner, let one of us three know, myself, Bobby, or Lee. But I think we're taking this to a direction that, in the words of Wes Buck, it gives me goosebumps.
We're ready for some more barn burners, Sam.
Oh, are you? You know, Lee, this is what's going to happen. Okay, we're going to have to shut this down. We're going to shut the interweb down because there's no more bandwidth left. Like, it's not about the prestige, Lee. What is it about?
But is it about the payout?
Is it about the payout or is it about the prestige?
That's right. That's right. That was a question this year. Yes. Yes. And I think Wes kind of gulped on his wine in that one, in that moment.
That was a moment that you should have put on there.
Hey, look, you got to admit, and all you out there got to admit, I don't mind going there. I don't mind going there when I got to.
You know, it's not being controversy, Lee. I know a lot of people think it's being controversy, but sometimes just questions need to be asked.
That's right. The shades are a mirror to your soul. Maybe not that much, but.
Sure. Whatever you believe in, Lee. What?
Whatever your little heart tells you.
There you go. No, man, look, it has been an honor. We've had so many great guests. You know, we had the Tony Schumacher episode was a great episode. I love that one. That was a great episode with Tony. And love having regular guests like Corey Roth. He's saying Merry Christmas to you. And Drag Racing Central, thank you for watching along. What about the guy who insulted Lee's shades? That's like every week. That would be like a whole episode in itself.
Haters are gonna hate.
Right.
The only way you know you're doing something is if someone's hating on you for something. So guess what, man? Keep doing you. Keep rocking out. You got your own style. You got your own swag. And brother, I ain't hating. I am a part of the Shade crew. I mean, it just is what it is, man. And Lee, I need to publicly thank you for being a great co-host, being a more than a co-host, but being a friend, being a brother. Man, this year, 2021 is come and gone. We've known each other for a couple of years now, and I know if I ever need anything, I can call you. So I publicly want to say thank you. I publicly want to say you continue to do the great work that you're doing. You're striving. You're making leaps and bounds for yourself, growing your channel, doing everything. But just keep being you, man. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really care what people say about you because I have an opinion about you, and that's what it is. And if they hate, let them hate because you doing you. And if they ain't paying your bills, they can't say nothing. and that is Slam and Sam's 2 minutes of haters are gonna hate.
That's right. That's right.
That might be another episode for, segment for next year. Who knows?
It could be. It could be. Haters gonna hate for sure. Well, man, look, I firmly believe in love your neighbor as yourself, and I know that there's been some times I've helped you. Won't go in detail, but I know if I was in your situation, I would have wanted Sam to have helped me out. And because I believe in love thy neighbor as thyself, I've helped you out. Because ultimately, I have been given providentially a whole lot of love shown to me, and I don't deserve it, and I know that. And yeah, man, look, if people are hating on the shades, but they're not hating on the interview skills and the diving deep, so be it. It's fine. It's my deal. But to you, man, as well, an honor to do this show week in, week out with you. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward to where it's going to go and where it's going to grow into. And I'm glad that I've got you as a co-host. It's been a whole lot of fun. And I look forward to being right back here, not next weekend, but the week after next in 2022. I think that will put us in. And by the way, I look forward to being back on the dance floor with you.
Yeah, man, Lee, I think I've officially broke the seal, as they will call it, with you. I think you've turned over the new leaf, and it's great. It's great to let loose and have fun. But you and me together, man, that song that Carlton used to sing, ebony and ivory together in perfect harmony. That is right, everybody. It is a Competition Plus Power Hour. Myself, Slam and Sam, Outlaw Performance ENT, the Monday Morning Racer, Lee Craft. Man, Lee, I'm going to let you do the honors for the last show of 2021. Tell everyone where to go, where to find you, where to find me, because it is time to shut this thing down.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Slammin' Sam. You can find him at Outlaw Performance ENT on YouTube, or Slammin' Sam on Twitter and on Facebook. Also, check out Mad Bro Motorsports if you need any of your needs in the motorsports world met. I'm the Monday Morning Racer. You can catch me also Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Between the Slicks, where we talk everything drag racing. For example, this week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have Kyle Christ of Straight Line Media on, talking about him as a media personality and being voted as one of, being nominated, being confirmed as one of Drag Illustrated's 30 Under 30. Looking forward to that episode. You can follow me everywhere as Monday Morning Racer, including Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the Competition Plus YouTube channel. Check out the website. Follow Facebook. Follow on Twitter, because CompetitionPlus.com is the place where you can believe what you read on the internet concerning drag racing. Until next time, I'm the Monday Morning Racer for Slammin' Sam, Bobby Bennett, Jeff Verrin, and the whole gang saying Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and make sure
Feliz Navidad.
That too. God bless and keep the pedal.